Okay, now before I go and connect to a database, first of all create the database and then connect it, I would like to show you a way to use this login in the development environment. We don't need to create a database, so to be able to use this authentication system, we can easily use a file. So Laravel give us the option to use a file to be able to run this. Yeah, it's like a database, but it's inside the file. So if I go to the config folder, and then I have this file here, which is database, right? If I open this here, it's showing me all the connection, the database types connection I can have. For example, I can have SQLite, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and so on. So these are the types of connection I can have, and I can that I can use. Yeah. So I would like to show you this which is this one here. So what this does is first of all, it will check. So if we look on this line, it will check to this parameter, which is in .env db database. If this is not find it, we look for a file which will be called database SQLite, and we use this file. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to create this file and save it in our project. Yeah, and I'm gonna show you where you're gonna have to save this. Before I go and create this file, what I need to do, go to .env, and here is the connection, the parameters of the connection. Yeah, so I need to delete those 3 lines, the last 3 lines, and here, as I said, we need to provide the type of connection, which will be if we go back, config database will be SQLite, right? Let me just copy that and go back and just paste this one here. So now this will know this will be this type of connection, and it will use. So this is the connection configuration will be used. So I have add the parameters in .env. Yeah, so this will remain like this. I'm doing this just to show you this way, because this is another way which you can use as well when you are in when you do a simple project, or this is useful in some occasions. But later on we're gonna create a database and we're gonna connect to a real database. Yeah. Okay, so now let me just go back to database file and just copy this name, and I need to save this in database folder here inside. So I will do new file, I will paste that one and just leave it like this. I don't have to do anything or write anything inside, just leave it there. And let me open a terminal now, a new terminal, and just run php artisan migrate. And what this will do, this will create some tables in that file, which these tables will be used for the authentication system. Okay, so as you can see, these are the tables are created. Yeah, so now if I go to the project and I refresh the page, let me just try again. If I delete all this, and now let me just go to home, because home is the page with our design. We're gonna change it later on. Okay, so now if I do, let me just try to register. Let me just pick up one of the user I've tried before and just add the password. And now if I do register, now it's telling me that I am registered already, yeah. So, and I can log out and so on. So this is one way of using the authentication system in a development environment. Yeah, just let you know this is a option. But later on, as I said, we're gonna create a real database and we're gonna use it for users, for posts, for whatever we're gonna create for this project. Okay. Now, if I go back here, as I said, we have run some commands before to be able to create the authentication system, and those commands we have run before create us some extra files. One of them is the controller, home controller, which is this one here. Yeah. Another file is inside the resources. Layout, yeah, up blade layout, and home blade, which we have swap with our design before. And another thing which I forgot to mention is inside the routes web. This here we got this extra routes which they was created when we had run those commands, just to make sure you know about this. Okay, so now we have our authentication register and login system in place. It's working, but we need to add our design. So if I go to the theme where I have downloaded the theme, inside of this is the entire project from GitHub, but in the folder theme we have register, which is for the design for the register, and this is for the login page. Yes, because we need to add our design. Yeah, so let me just go with the register. If I open this in a browser, I should have a specific design. Yeah, so this is the design we're gonna use for the login page. We have to choose this one. You can use it whatever you like. Yeah, but this for the sake of this project, we choose a theme, an example theme. Yeah. Okay, so and the sign in, it's here. So this is the one which we're gonna use for the login page. So now let's add this design to our project. So what I would like to do is just go to the folder where I have the final project, go to themes and just copy. I will just do it this way, but you can do it a different way if you want. I just copy those examples of the design of the login and register. Just do copy, and I will put it on the server, on the project folder inside of sorry, it's this one inside of theme here. So just paste this one here, and this way I can have it open it in the code editor. I will open sign in first, which is index, and I need to add this design to my login from the project. So this is, let me just close all, and if I go to resources, views, auth, this is the folder where I have the views for the login, and so this is the folder, yeah, for the register and the login. The register is this one, where this is the register and this is the login. So these are the views. And let me just open the login, and I will just drag it in the second column. I will close this, and I will try to add the design. The simple way is just to copy all the dynamic tags like these ones, yeah, and the functionality from this file login, and add it to this file, and then I'll copy all this and paste it here. right? So let's try this. This is one of the way, I think is the simplest way to do this, but you can do it differently if you want, creating different layout, you know, but I think it will complicate it more, so I will stick with this simple way. So first of all, what I'm gonna do is just go to the form, and I will copy all the attributes from the form element, yeah, and I will go to this file and just paste it here. Okay, so there are a few things very important. This is one of them, and then the second one is this tag CSRF. This is for cross site attacks, you know, like if you go to the documentation, here we have the information regarding this tag, special tag for forms in Laravel. So this is very important. You need to add this to the form, otherwise will not work, right? So this is explaining what is this here CSRF is for. Yeah, so this is it will protect your application from cross-site request forgery. Yeah, so make sure you add this. It's very important. Okay, so those two things, let me add this to this file as well. Okay, so I will add this, and then the other thing is just copying, you know, like this part with error, and then the input. The input is very important as well. We need to add, you know, the class and what is inside of here, and one of the important thing is the name, because this is identifying, you know, the what this field, what this input will send to the server. Yeah, so let me just start copying that. If you have troubling with this form, the code is in GitHub, so you can have a look what is in the code, and if you don't manage to make it working, but I think it's very easy. It's just copying all the functionality added to this design and should work. Okay, so I add this error part of the email, and now I have the input, which is this one, and I will replace it with this one. So just to make sure I'm not missing anything, I just copy this, and I will paste it above, actually under the one is here. So I will just make sure, let me just see, I think I need to replace this ID. Yeah, so I will just add the class and the ID just to make sure it will pick up the same design. So I think except the ID, there is nothing else we should add. The required and focus, autofocus is same. So the only thing to make sure we have all the original input email has in the original form, we need to just copy the entire input and just change the ID. Okay, so let me just, now I will delete the one is here, and do the same with the email. Okay, so go here, copy this, I will go here as well, so I have this is the password. Well, actually I have done with the email, and now I have to do with the password as well. So let me just add this part here and arrange a little bit these tags to be in right order, and then I will copy the input, just copy whole input, and I will paste it under this one, and just I think I will just change the ID, and the rest will be pretty much the same, except the extra attributes. that the framework needs. Okay, so I will delete. Oh, let me just see what I've deleted. So let me just delete this one. Yeah. Okay. And another thing we should add is the remind me. Okay, so let me see. This is the remind. I will copy all input. Just copy this and let me just paste it under. And I think I should change. Let me see if I have any ID. Yeah, so I have this ID. Just copy the ID and just paste the ID and delete this. Okay, I think this should be enough. Another thing is, if I go here, I have the submit. Yeah, so this is the submit button, but I also have the password request. So I'll copy this and I will paste it under this anchor tag. Okay, so the only thing I need to change here is, I think, is this class, which I will just replace it with this and then delete this anchor tag. Yeah, the original one. Okay, so now I have all this. I hope this is all I need for this form. I will just copy and just paste it here. Replace all the code. Okay, so now if I save this and go to the browser, let me just log out and go to login. So it's almost there, the design. I just need the CSS. Yeah, if I go to the folder where this design is, where this HTML, I have a CSS file. So just copy all this CSS and create a new CSS file inside the public. Inside public, and just take this to draw. So inside the public, this is the public inside of CSS. I need to create a CSS file. So new file, login.css, and just paste all that CSS. Save it, and if I go back here, I need to add the correct root. If I do a slash here, this means we're gonna look in the public folder, which is this one here. So I just do I don't need to do public, I just need to do CSS / login and .css. Let me just delete this. Yes, so this should be the right route for the CSS we need for this file, for the login page. Okay, so now if I go to the browser, refresh the page, we have the design in place. Okay, so now let's try this. Let's see if it's working, the login. If I do the user I have created before and the password, this should be able to log in. This is not showing me the right route because this is home. We have changed it in the root. Yeah, I will change it as well in the places where should be change it. But before, let me just delete the home. If I click, we can see that now I am logged in. Yeah, if I go log out, log in, so I have the right design. Now let me just change that for the login. I need to go to app providers and road service provider, and here I need to change this home to just slash, and this what it will do, and will redirect the register ones to home. Let me just save that, and this should be fine now. Now let's try again. Let's refresh this and just log in again, users. And now, as you can see, this will send me to home, which is this one, which is our design. So now we are logging, we can log out, and The login page is done now. Now let's do the register page. If you like this video, please give a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel.